All right. Jesse on Fire and Gabrielle reporting live from the studio, which is the Play with Matches studio.
Correct.
So we today are going to be covering, like, I guess what you would call breaking news about the Madeleine McCann case. Okay. This happened 18 years ago.
Gosh,
How could
I
there
remember this case?
How could there be breaking news, you ask? Well, we got two developments in the story, okay? So,
well, to recap for those that might not remember,
do you?
as I was going to say, like my recollection of it was family was on vacation.
In Portugal.
Daughter was asleep in the hotel room. They went out to dinner. Like we have done many times.
A lot
many
of times. Yeah.
And came back and she was missing, right?
Yeah.
And then they had
gone.
like no leads, no nothing.
Nothing. And yeah, I mean, listen, when we go on vacation, like every time, if we were going to go out at night, we don't really go out at night anymore when we're on vacation, but we used to. And what we would do is we would leave our kid in a room, and then we would have
a baby monitor.
And we would never be like far.
We were on property.
Or whatever. And we would just, I'd have like an earphone in. So if they start crying or whatever.
I would have an earphone in. But yes.
I have had one in as well.
Okay.
Anyway, but in this case, they did not have, any video. They just put, it's, I mean, it seems pretty wild to me, actually. Like, what's going to happen if the kid wakes up? But nonetheless, they come back to the room. Kid's gone. No explanation. They never saw her again, which is like.
I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine.
Every day, you still to this day have to be thinking like it's 18 years ago. She could be 21 and just have been in sex slavery this whole time. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, if she's alive, that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, the reason that we are talking about this again now is because the guy who got locked up for this, that they arrested, he is due to get released. And so they went on this guy right here.
Okay.
So this guy
he
never admitted
confessed or anything?
Never confessed. He got arrested in 2022. He was made an official suspect in 2020, but they had not charged him. This is only one part of it. There's a much bigger part than this. And so as he was, getting set to be released, because this guy had been, he was already serving a 7-year sentence for the rape of a 72-year-old woman in 2005. But he is set to be released in September unless further charges are brought. So they went on like this, some crazy new, I don't know, hunt for her stuff. And anyway, but this is the big one. Okay. So bombshell new theory over the disappearance of the toddler. Okay. Now I've heard some.
How old was she?
I believe she's like 2 or 3.
Ugh.
Yeah. So German prosecutors refused to probe a couple suspected of running over Madeleine McCann in a drunk driving accident. It was sensationally claimed today. So,
like she got out of the room or something, or
yeah, honestly, I'm just very curious to hear where this, where the
story came from. Yeah,
because this article right here. The search latest animal bones among limited findings, police on ends in Praia de la Luz. I didn't even know about this. I heard about the other theory. And so when I searched Madeleine McCann, this came up and I'm like, oh shit, they were like actually searching for her. It must have been, but no, I don't know why they were wasting their resources on with no new information. They're just randomly just going out and searching, and you know what I mean? A neighbor who lived near Bruckner around the time of Madeleine's disappearance described him as this is the suspect.
The guy
quite
who was
angry,
convicted or whatever, right?
Yeah. Ramped up their hunt, scrambled at abandoned buildings, heavy machine or whatever. Like
she was 3 when she disappeared.
My God, fucking nightmare. Can you imagine? It's like time to go back to America. You're all never.
They were American parents?
Maybe UK actually. I think they're from the UK, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I mean, I even saw crazy Pizzagate theories that were like, it was John and Tony Podesta. I'm like, okay, those guys are really scary, but I don't think they got fucking Madeleine McCann. It was actually based on two different drawing or like renderings of the suspect, where they do like the draw, and people like took the 2 drawings. There was only one suspect, but there were 2 separate drawings, and they were like, look, that one's Tony and that one is John Podesta, and you're all, Those are drawings of the same person.
Yeah, those are two different eyewitness descriptions.
Yeah. But anyway, so new bombshell claims have emerged in the Madeleine McCann case, with reports that a 3-year-old was killed in a drunk driving accident and her body spirited away by a drunken couple. And then they like dropped her at sea, is what I read. The latest theory was reportedly not acted upon by officials in Germany, despite Portuguese authorities requesting an investigation into a British man and his German wife. The claims include that the man's UK-based sister tipped off the cops. Oh, wow. Dude, you know what's crazy about this is there is a movie that I just watched. Let me just double check that I'm saying the right one. I think it's called Infinity Pool. And yeah, this movie. Okay, so Infinity Pool.
Horrifying.
It's really good. Actually, it's totally the kind of movie that I really enjoy that you probably would not.
What was that random question at the bottom of that? The very bottom of the page.
Oh, it's about the movie. It's some question
really?
about the movie.
Her name is spelled like mine?
I guess, yeah.
That's so weird.
And I don't even remember that scene. But in that, so the reason why I brought that up is because, you know how like sometimes there are like kind of known things that like about big cases and then, you know, they come out in weird places. So the plot of that movie is this vacationing couple in a place like kind of, I don't know, Portugal-like place. And they're wasted and they run someone over and then they try to cover it up and they go back to the hotel and they get caught. Okay. And the punishment for that type of crime there is death. And so then they give them this opportunity to clone themselves and then they'll kill the clone instead of, it's really fucking crazy. It's a crazy ass movie.
You watch some weird
Every time that they get it has Eric from True Blood is one of the main characters.
Oh, I do like Eric.
He's great, dude. Every time that they clone, these clones get more unhinged and crazy, and you don't know which is a clone and which is the original. And like, it's
so
like
maybe they're killing the real people.
It's really good.
Okay.
It's really good. It's not for you though. It's a little too dark for you, but I love it.
Too dark.
Yeah. But anyway, so the claims, I wonder if that was based on this report, you know?
Maybe.
The claims include that the man's UK-based sister tipped off the cops. Portuguese media reports the German authorities rejected a request to use an undercover police officer with a fake identity to try to befriend the female suspect.
Why would you not do that anyway?
I mean, listen, dude.
If they didn't have like
make a good friend, you're all, hey, do you want to go get coffee together? And you're all, listen, I'm going to ask you a question.
Maybe not the undercover thing, but they didn't explore it at all. Like, did they look at the vehicle? Did they look for anything? Dude, I'm saying, you want to know what you do? Is you pull them in, you assess the two of them, pick the weak antelope, you separate them. Say that he said that.
Correct. And then you use sorry, sometimes we know what each other's thinking, and you guys obviously have no idea. But what she was saying was that you separate them, and then you tell the weak one that the other one has already admitted to it, you know? And so like the weak one will fall for that because they're a weak antelope. By the way, when police are allowed to lie to you, just for future reference, guys, okay? Now, don't commit any crimes where you need to think about this, but if you ended up in some horrific nightmare scenario,
just shut up.
Shut your stupid fucking face, okay? Shut up. Shut your dumb face. You're not going to talk your way out of this. You're going to talk your way into this.
Even if you didn't do it.
Exactly.
Because they're trying to pin it on someone.
Yeah. Now, if you know, like, here's the thing. If they're going to question you about your story, if they don't think that you're a suspect, they'll do it at your fucking house, dude. Like, if you're
in the station,
if you're in the box,
you're in trouble.
You're a suspect.
Yeah.
Shut your dumb face.
And get a lawyer.
Don't talk to him without a lawyer.
Just don't go without a lawyer.
But even if they come to your house, don't talk to him without a lawyer, as we found out in that show we're watching. But don't tell me anything. I still haven't finished it.
I won't tell you anything. The show is called The Better Sister. Good show.
Very good show.
Very good show.
Very good show. Not as good as Mobland, though. Mobland, the new show on Paramount Plus. Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren. Fucking incredible.
I might watch it just for Helen Mirren.
Oh my God. Her character is incredible in this show.
Outstanding.
She is nothing like her character in 1923, though. My God, they could not be.
That's another good show.
Yeah, but I mean,
okay,
aside from the fact that they are both very willing and able to kill people, you know.
Great, love that. She's a badass. Okay.
Okay, so befriend the female suspect. Hey, I wonder why they turned that down. So I would like a caramel macchiato. Hey, you know that case Madeleine McCann? Do you know anyone who might have hit her with a car when they were drunk? You know? Yes, this is a chance encounter. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Go befriend her. You know a lot of people that are going to confide in a new friend that they committed that they killed one of the most high profile fucking cases in history.
Yeah. But did they not question them at the time? Did they not look at the car at the time? I mean,
well, we'll find out. So the prime suspect writes because also, why is this just coming up now? Mm-hmm. You know, like it's not like what, do you know what I mean? Like a lot of times when these new theories come out, you got to be questionable because there's like someone who benefits from like, oh, well, you convicted this guy and it turns out blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, I mean, unless the prime suspect is doing this, but he's getting out of prison anyway, and they don't have any evidence against him. So, but okay, so the prime suspect writes sick new letter from prison. Ew. Well, this guy's a fucking sick bastard regardless. Yeah. He raped a fucking 72-year-old. A 72-year-old. Why is he still alive? Like, why do you know what I mean? Yeah. Here, we're just going to put you in this, we're going to put you in a naughty room for a little while. Then you could go back out, dude, because you're definitely safe.
You're fixed.
72-year-old woman. Hey, do you think that is she fixed after all that time? Or do you think that like.
Just anyone who does that to anyone.
Forfeit the rest of your life, dude.
You're done.
Forfeit the rest of your life.
You are kicked out of the world.
Your life is not that long, dude. Mm-hmm. You know? You have forfeited the next 30 years that you may have had. You're done.
The rest of it. It's gone.
Yeah. Prime suspect writes a new 6 letter. So a letter penned by Christian Druckner from prison has been released. The convicted pedophile wrote that police wouldn't find any evidence linking him to Madeleine McCann. Part of the chilling note said, "Is there a body? No, no, no." He also claimed the accusations against him will not hold up and that the investigation will be dropped. Okay. Whoops. Oh, this is a different story. Okay, so he says, is there a body? No, no, no. Okay, well, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. He could just be a socially awkward fucking idiot. Like, it doesn't mean that, I mean, like, it just doesn't necessarily mean he's involved, I'm saying.
Okay, wait, what year did when was it? What year did she go?
2007, I think. I want to say. Oh, my God, look at that little baby, dude.
I can't. It's like gut-wrenching. But I was looking at, he's currently 48, and they said that he was convicted of sexually assaulting a 72-year-old. So
and the 72-year-old assault was like
happened a long time ago.
16 years ago or something like that.
So he was like 21, 22.
Try again.
31. Well. That's not nice.
It was a late night.
But still, that's so weird.
The vile note questioned whether his DNA has ever been found at the scene and whether traces of the toddler were ever discovered in his vehicle. He wrote, "Are there other traces of DNA carriers of the injured party in my possession? Photos? And not to forget, is there a body, a corpse? All no, no, no." He added that the accusations against him will not hold up and the investigation will be dropped. I mean, he's not wrong. You know, like that doesn't, he's obviously a sicko fucking weirdo. But
wait,
like,
is this court case happening right now?
He's getting released for the rape, and he's the prime suspect. They said that he's the prime suspect in the other. He's about to get out, and then so like all of a sudden they're like searching for her body and all this stuff because I don't know why they think they have him, But the letter carried on with Bruckner claiming that the case was built on purchased witnesses, but said he understood the German legal system and claimed it would be unlikely for him to be locked up for her disappearance. "Now my path is paved with misjudgments, so to speak. But from now on, the whole world is watching. Not even the Braunschweig Regional Court will now dare to make an obvious misjudgment." It's like, well, you did grape a 72-year-old. So like honestly, it's like, believe me, like murdering a kid is the most monstrous thing you could do. Yeah. But, graping an old lady is not that far. It's like, here's the red line of you can never come back from I don't think you should be alive anymore. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you're already over it. So like, whether you did this or this is like, the result, as far as I'm concerned, is the same. You should not be breathing oxygen,
Yeah.
This comes just a day after the latest search was called off by investigators after the appearance had no lucky clues. Operation yada yada yada. Okay, so he reportedly also lived in his car or camped during his time in southern Portugal.
And he was there.
That is a fucking good. Okay, you have this convicted that's living out of his car in the area at the time. That's a pretty good reason to have him as a suspect.
So besides being convicted of the sexual assault of the older woman, he was convicted of stuff with kids too.
That's what they're saying. They're saying he's also
all these charges.
And yeah, hey, the 72-year-old probably would have been fine if you would have locked him up for the kiddie stuff, or vice versa.
Yeah,
or knock him down for the kiddie or the 70. Wait, what?
We know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ipso facto,
whichever one he did first, lock him up forever.
Yeah.
No one else gets hurt. The
graped party would have not been graped if you would have killed the grapist.
Correct.
Man, 6 claims about mystery Brit and his wife, dude. Like, oh my God, she's so fucking cute, dude.
Sweet girl. I cannot even fathom.
I've grown out of the wish for violence thing, but this is one of those man, I would be so grateful to be able to kind of teleport back, dude walking out with her under a blanket in his and just me catch him, and it's this is gonna be a really fucking bad night for you, dude.
Yeah.
A new bombshell theory about okay, so this is hold on. So I think
3 days of searching, they packed up because they didn't find anything.
This is the drunk driving thing. Okay, so she tipped off the cops in 2018. I mean, listen, dude, the sister, the sibling thing.
Yeah.
That's big. That's how they caught the Unabomber.
Oh, really?
The Unabomber, because the Unabomber, they had no fucking idea who he was. And it was because the Unabomber wrote his manifesto and he wanted it published, and they actually published it. And his brother, reading it,
knew it
was there's only he's like, this sounds like these are things I've heard him say, and his speech pattern is very similar. Mm-hmm. And he knew his brother had been crazy living off the grid forever. He was, he's former. And so they turned him in, and that's how they got him, dude.
Wow.
Yeah. And he had all the bomb components and everything in his little shack he was living in the middle of the fucking woods. I think he had been part of some LSD tests too. He was he was another one of these guys that was an LSD test person. And then,
what was that called?
I think you're talking about MK Ultra, but I don't think that is it. I'm not sure actually.
I feel like it's the same, but I could be wrong. Someone tell us.
Yeah,
one of y'all knows.
Okay. I don't know if there's alcoholic couple. Okay, so the report described the mystery couple as alcoholics and placed the British man's wife in a cafe near the Ocean Club where she had supposedly been drinking the night Madeleine went missing. That's irrelevant. Okay. Also reported a witness who described the couple's neighbor told police separately she heard them rowing the day after the 3-year-old disappearance. She said she heard the man saying, "Why did you bring her?" Okay. The British man had now died. It did not say whether his German wife is still alive, and that they ran her over. In 2018, a British woman went to police in the UK to say she suspected her brother had been involved in the disappearance of the youngster. She said her brother was an alcoholic, and since the day Madeleine vanished, had appeared to hide a painful secret. Okay. Jesus, that's the fucking whole thing. Listen, I know it sounds crazy, but he's an alcoholic, and I think he's hiding something. You're all.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. Where did the car bit come from?
Portuguese police thought the woman allegedly behind the wheel of the car driver might have panicked.
Where did...
The neighbor discovered afterwards that the man whose sister had reported him to police and was married to the woman
who had been
drinking.
So there's some sort of affair going on.
Another report the police had indicated that in an identical car to the one the woman was then using around the time of Madeleine's disappearance, a female and little girl had been seen inside. The PJ concluded she could have run Madeleine over and panicked. Wait, so if she ran her over, well, how did you see the little girl inside? What are you talking about? She would have been a corpse.
or at the very least laying down hurt in the car.
Okay, this is now actually a little bit funny. I mean, it's not funny, but this part of it is funny about like the sister. The newspaper reported the mystery British man had always refused to tell his sister if he had been involved in Madeleine's death. What? She's like, listen. I mean, there's like a lot of really crazy people in the world.
The sister could be batshit.
That's what I'm saying. Because she's like, listen, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I do know that they lived in the vicinity of where this happened, and he's always looked like he was hiding a painful secret.
No, it started that day, she said.
And when I asked him, did you kill Madeleine? He always said no. So, case closed.
Obviously.
Because what would you say if you did kill Madeleine? You'd say no. So, ipso facto, he did it.
Very weird.
Anyway,
it's all weird.
They're not going to find her.
But I mean, so what's then the story that she's made up in her mind that Madeleine woke up and then...
No, she's saying that they ran her over.
Yes, I know, but how did she get out of the hotel room?
Well, that's a pretty big story hole.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, it is not impossible that 3-year-old wakes up, opens door handle, goes looking for mom. Like, that was always a fear of mine. Like, when the kids got old enough to open doors.
I can't remember
like,
if there was
I always set up the camera right by the door.
Yeah.
Because, like, that, to me, that was the fear. Kid gets out and goes and wanders the hallway.
It's very, very possible that
at
the
3,
kid,
very possible,
gets the door open and is just like, dawdling around, a little 3-year-old, and someone's like, hey, where's your mommy? And then, my mama.
Yeah, it's highly possible that she wasn't taken from the room at that age.
Yeah.
Highly possible.
I feel like I remember them, I could be making this up, but like there was security that no one went in or out or something. I don't know, but there's a window or...
That's what I was trying to remember. Like, what were the specifics around the room? I think I remember that too. Like, a window was cracked or found unlocked or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Like, it was like a ground floor unit or something. I don't know.
If I considered this a news channel...
We're not here for news. We're here for commentary and just sharing our thoughts with you, so don't come at us in the comments. Thanks.
No, they will.
But I know they will. I'm just saying don't.
But we're just saying, like, no one said that we're like the most educated and like smarty pants people. We're just here to talk.
Speak for yourself.
Gabrielle got a 4.3 in high school.
4.2. I hate when you embellish.
Gabrielle got a 4.3 in high school. I mean, 4.2 in high school.
Thank you.
Today, Gabrielle woke up after a very late night and replaced our sink. Like, a plumber. Our faucet.
Our kitchen faucet.
But took it all apart, like, down to, like...
Well, here's the thing. So, we had another one that I had replaced. I bought one on Amazon, which was like, I don't know, it was like $70. It wasn't like...
Wait, when did we get that one?
It was a year ago. So, we've had it for a year. And then we got a recall notification from Amazon saying that it was literally putting lead into the water. So, we don't drink out of the kitchen faucet, but we cook with that water, like wash vegetables and stuff with that water.
How about boil pasta? So lead in the pasta.
Cook with it.
But I mean, like specifically, just so people are understand, like what cook with it means.
Yes.
Boil it into pasta, then eat it.
And we have a whole home water filter, so I know that kids have filled up cups in there and just drank it if the fridge was occupied or whatnot.
Does lead probably gets filtered out by that filter, right? No.
Yes, but if the faucet is reintroducing it, you know what I'm saying? It gets filtered out of the water when it comes into our home. It's clean going through the pipes. And then the second it hit that faucet, it was getting more lead and putting it into our water. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, because we got the thing in where we could drink out of the faucet. Yes. I never remembered that, so I never drank out of our faucets. So good for me. Mm-hmm. Bad for my daughters and wife.
The children whose brains are more susceptible. Anyways.
Dude, no wonder they're so crazy.
I bought a new faucet yesterday on Amazon again, but this one like a US made, lots of, I don't know, testing and whatnot, and installed it this morning with the help of Genevieve, our 9-year-old. That's what happens when you were raised by a single mom and no dad, and you just have to figure shit out. She knows how to
do everything, but she's also like, Gabrielle is unlike any person you've ever met. Like, there's like, think of anything that you've thought of, you're like, man, I wish, like, if I could do this, but like no one actually does the actual work that it takes to do the thing. Like Gabrielle's the one that just does it. Like she does the work.
Just do it.
She's uncomfortable with uncompleted tasks, so she just will do it.
It's true.
Where like I'm a procrastinator. I'm like, oh fuck, lead in the water. That's inconvenient, but I don't feel like fixing the sink, dude.
No,
like
that one was like, do not pass go. Must fix immediately.
Did it?
Yeah.
You know. Or it's like, get done. For her business. Speaking of which, you guys should go check out that new. Yeah.
I mean, I woke up pretty exhausted today and
drank that drink.
That nootropic.
Gabrielle has gained to life. For herself, like, you know, she builds teams of distributors. She herself has gotten 1,800 customers just off her own. Like, that's, you know, with her entire team, it's millions of dollars. Like, but like, just herself got 1,800 people to use the products because she figured out how to use this fucking AI tool.
It's not an AI tool. It's ManyChat.
It's really impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I do have to write all the responses, but yeah, it's automated.
She's a badass.
Well, it doesn't hurt that the products are fucking awesome.
They are the bomb, dude.
Makes it easy to share.
They are the bomb. Okay, we got to go to the pool. Love you guys. Bye-bye.